giving people the information they need about the issues they care about, all that work, that grassroots work is at the foundation, it's at the core of what this campaign is all about. Experience struggled to put herself through school and pay the bills. He's the grandson of a woman who woke up before dawn to catch a bus to her job at the bank. And even though Barack's grandmother was good at what she did, but she worked hard, like so many women, she hit that glass ceiling and watched men no more qualified than she was. Some she'd actually trained, climb up that ladder ahead of her. But what Barack also saw in his grandmother was someone who never complained. How many people do we know like that in our lives? Never complained, just kept getting up. He watched her just keep giving her very best every single day to help support his family. So believe me, Barack knows what it means for the family struggle. Barack knows the American dream because he's lived it. And one important thing he believes is that when you've worked hard and you've done well and you walk through that doorway of opportunity, you do not slam it shut behind you. It's that dream, that fundamental promise, and from now until November, less than 90 days, we're going to need all of you to get out there and to tell everyone you know. Tell them about Barack's values. Tell them about his vision. Tell them about the choice we face in this election. Because this is an election about choices. This election is a choice about our economy. It's about building a strong and growing middle class. So I want you to remind people that Barack has cut taxes for working families by $3,600. Let it go. He has cut taxes for small businesses in this country 18 times. Did you hear me? 18 times. Because what your president understands is that rebuilding our economy starts with the restaurants and the stores and the startups. That accounts for 2/3 of all new jobs in this country. That's why I also want to remind people, back when Barack first took office, what awaited him after inauguration? It was an economy that was losing an average of 750,000 jobs every month. Every month. That's what he inherited. But I also want you to let people know that for the past 29 straight months, we've actually been gaining private sector jobs. Millions of people like my dad are able to pay their bills again. This election is a choice about the health of our families. I mean, the fact is, to tell you, sorry, you've hit your lifetime limit. And we're going to keep you and the margin for error is absent. And as president, you're going to get all kinds of advice and opinions from all kinds of people. But at the end of the day, when it comes time to make that decision, as president, all you have to guide you are your life experiences. All you have to lead you are your values, is your vision for this country. Because in the end, it all boils down to who are you and what do you stand for? And we all know who my husband is, don't we? Bring a neighbor dolly, one person in your family. We all have it, right? We all know. Some of them maybe here. And you can also send people directly to BarackObama.com/one. They don't even leave their house to find out ways they can get involved. Because it's like Barack has always said, it just takes one voice to change a room. You know, and if one voice can change a room, it can certainly change a city. And if it can change a city, it can change a state, and if it can change a state, it can change a nation. Elections are always about hope. They're about our hopes for our children. They're about